There's a whisper that keeps gnawing at the edges of your mind, isn't there? That relentless voice telling you that no matter how hard you grind, how many sleepless nights you endure, or how many sacrifices you make, something's just off. Like the system itself is rigged, like this endless hustle everyone worships is less some grand path to success and more a trap disguised in shiny startup jargon. You watch the so-called success stories, the endless hustle culture pumping your feed, preaching that if you're not working 18 hours a day, if you're not sacrificing friends, family, sanity, then you're not making it. But deep down, the raw truth is gnashing. Maybe this hustle, it isn't just exhausting, it's a scam. Because think about it. The hustle tells you, push harder, sleep less, sacrifice everything. And for what? A chance that, in some fairy tale, the startup gods will smile on you, that you'll escape the rat race. But the real cost you pay? Your health, your peace, your soul? The rush of coffee-fueled all-nighters, the blur of back-to-back meetings, the lonely grind while everyone else seems to be living their lives. It's like running on a treadmill that just speeds up. And yet, everyone around you hails it as a badge of honor. The sacrifice, the grind, the struggle, the only way to make it. But here's the brutal, unfiltered truth. This culture, this glorification of constant hustle, is a lie sold to you by a system that profits from your exhaustion. It's a carefully crafted illusion, a modern-day con that makes you feel like if you just push a little harder, a little longer, a little more, your breakthrough will come. But what if the breakthrough isn't about grinding more? What if it's about breaking the chains of the hustle mindset altogether? It's okay to admit you're tired. Hell, it's more than okay. It's necessary. Because only when you face the raw bone of your burnout can you start to peel away the layers of the lie. You're not lazy or weak for wanting balance. You're human. And this hustle culture? It's been designed to erase your humanity. It wants you to believe that rest is failure, that downtime is wasted time, and that your worth is measured by how much you sacrifice. But what if your worth is not defined by exhaustion? What if success isn't about running ragged and burning out before you even get to the summit? The truth is, deep in the core of the rare, the exceptional, the innovators, the true founders and builders, you find something that the hustle culture tries to smother: clarity, presence, and radical self-respect. You see, real progress, real transformation does not come from numb, mechanical grinding. It comes from moments of stillness, where your brain isn't fighting to keep up, where your creativity sparks without pressure, where your vision becomes sharp because you're not drowning in chaos. The other side of this hustle trap is liberation, the freedom to choose your path, your pace, your priorities, without being chained to some outdated idea of what success should look like. But how do you get there? How do you break free from the clutch of a culture that screams the opposite? This isn't some fluffy advice about work-life balance or vague suggestions to just chill. It's a battle for your autonomy, your sanity, your very identity as a creator. It starts with one simple but radical act: questioning everything you've been told about hustle. Ask yourself, not once, but relentlessly, why you do what you do. Are you building because you're consumed by a vision that lights a fire in your chest, or because you're afraid of being seen as less? Are you burning the candle at both ends to truly create value, or because the noise around you tells you that if you slow down, you lose? This questioning isn't an ego trip, it's a lifeline. Next, embrace patience like a weapon. Not the patience that means waiting passively, but the fierce, stubborn patience that says, I will outlast the noise. I will build on my own terms. The world pushes for instant wins, viral hits, overnight success. But the biggest game changers in startup history, they emerged from relentless, deliberate progress, from seasons spent learning, failing, and quietly sharpening their craft. Patience is not weakness. It's the strongest force when everyone else is burning out trying to sprint the impossible. Then, radically realign. This is not about finding more hustle hacks or productivity tricks. It's about cutting through the distractions and finding that few, just a handful, of voices that truly ignite you. Those who don't just pump your ego but challenge you, push you, reflect your fire. Alignment with the right people, the true few who get your vision and your values, is the oxygen your startup soul needs. Because strength isn't in numbers, it's in fierce, complementary connections. What if, instead of trying to be everywhere and please everyone, you carved a space where you could be impeccably you? Not the version that tries to fit into every mold, doesn't sleep, or loses sight of why it started, but the one who owns their vision with clarity and calm, who works with intelligence and heart, not just by sheer exhaustion. And here's the secret most people will never admit. The system doesn't want you to do this. It wants you exhausted, distracted, and compliant because it's easier to control a burnt-out creator than a focused, patient, sovereign one. But the rare few, the real founders and investors who see beyond the noise, they're building another way. They're creating networks powerful not because they're vast, but because they're intentionally composed of the few who dare to think differently, burn intentionally, and build on their own terms. This kind of network, this kind of connection, can transform misaligned brilliance into unstoppable power. It's about weaving together the uncommon, the misunderstood, the radical few into a force that reshapes the future. And that's not just theory. It's a rebellion against the noise, the grind, and the illusion that your worth depends on how much you suffer. So what now? This moment right here, right now, is your call. Will you keep chasing a broken dream, fueled by a culture that profits off your burnout? Or will you dare to hit pause, tune out the noise, and rebuild your way? To dismantle the hustle myth and create a rhythm, a method, a community that honors your individuality without drowning in sacrifice? The path is hard, yes. It demands you shed old stories and face the uncomfortable truth that much of what you've been taught about startup success is noise. But beneath that noise is a restive, pulsing potential. The freedom to be sovereign, to pick your battles, to play the long game with ruthless clarity. And on the other side, there is a network that isn't about scaling hustle, but amplifying the essence of who you truly are. If the fire inside has been smothered beneath the weight of late nights, missed moments, and hollow weeks, it's time to breathe all that in and then exhale it out. Your startup hustle should not be your prison. It can be your forge, building resilience, clarity, and power without destroying you in the process. Remember, the world has no structures for the exceptional, the misunderstood, the rare genius who refuses to bend to worn-out narratives. So build your own structure. Find the few who burn like you. Question, realign, become patient. Practice true freedom not as a word, but as a relentless act of self-sovereignty. The hustle never ends, not because it's noble, but because it's a trap to keep you running in place. Break the cycle, build better. You don't have to buy the lie of endless grind. Your time, your creativity, your life is too precious for that. Instead, be fierce, be slow, be deliberate. Be you. The real startup success is waiting beyond the hustle, and it's only found when you stop running from yourself and start running towards what matters, with fire, with friends, and with freedom. This isn't for everyone. It can't be. It's for those who feel that unshakable tension deep inside, that hum that won't stop screaming that there's more. More meaning, more clarity, more life beyond exhaustion and noise. For those who are ready to unlearn everything, to build a new reality where success serves them, not the other way around. So, the question isn't about hustle culture being a scam, it's about what you choose next. Will you keep chasing someone else's dream of success? Or will you dare to step into a new world of real freedom, clear vision, and authentic power? The choice is raw, real, and yours. And make no mistake, the future belongs to those who refuse to waste their fire on a lie. It belongs to those who know that sometimes the greatest hustle is not running more, but knowing when to stop, see clearly, and then build from a place of radical, unbreakable clarity.